first of all, I was just sent the script for the film, which I read, and yeah, and instantly I was just kind of taken aback by how bizarre the whole thing was. And I remember being pretty like wow, I mean, I knew that it was an exciting, you know, idea, but I really didn't kind of know how it was going to kind of play out. So I mean, I guess the next thing that happened was I agreed to meet Juan, the director, and it was really then, and the minute I met Juan, I knew straight away that I wanted to do it, and I wanted to make it with him, and that he was going to create a world that was going to be a really exciting place to kind of exist in, I think. He was just so excited about the project, and I could just tell that it was like just a work of passion for him, and he was telling me how this whole idea came out of a dream that he had, and showed me all these like visual ideas that he had for the story, and so I was really sold on him first, and two, just what he was capable of coming up with, you know. So, because on paper, like you really, because it's such a unique world to one's mind, it's hard to, you know, translate that on a page of just words, you know. He's just a larger-than-life character in every way. I mean, he's just, to his own admission, a complete extremist, you know. So he's just, I mean, because it's been a tough shoot, and it has. It's very technical, and it's been, I know for him too, it's been, you know, a lot of hard work, and you're constantly having to think. But I mean, I don't think I would have got through it if it wasn't him at the reins. You know, he's so much fun to be around with. He makes me like laugh every single day. I mean, has me in like fits of laughter every single day. She's someone who's had a lot of experience with the whole wire thing, and so she's a person who understands what I'm going through, for sure. You know, she's just instantly, we met in New York, I remember, before we even, you know, a few months before we started shooting the movie, and I knew even then that we were just going to have a really good time. It was going to be a really good group of people, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to play Eden. You know, she's an amazing actress and a lot of fun. We're strapped up on these wires together for, you know, hours and hours at a time, so like, yeah, you need to really get on with that person. So luckily, we became very good friends. The gimbal is basically a room that's suspended in the middle of a big giant wheel, and the room itself moves 360 degrees with everything inside of it, and the camera moves with the room, so you can't tell that the room is moving, but you can see what's inside of it is, i.e. me, you know, bouncing off the walls and, you know, flipping upside down. So that's a pretty, I mean, it's a pretty hard one to do. When you're staring at a green wall that's like meters away from your face, having to imagine that there's this unbelievable visual display in front of your eyes, and you're talking to, you know, crosses on the wall and tennis balls that are hanging here, and because we can't even use the actual person for an eye line because that person's up in the sky, you know, so when they move, you have to switch from that mark to that mark, and that's them sitting down at the tennis ball, and when they go to the desk, that's them over there. So you have like 5 different eye lines for that one person as they move around the room. You know, so it can get pretty complicated, you know. There's one thing doing green screen and looking at the person in their face with all this stuff going on behind you, but it's another thing really not having anyone to kind of, you know, act back at you. We've been lucky actually because, I mean, we've had the most incredible set designer, you know, like Alex Vidal, who's done all the sets, you know, really throw you in that world more than I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to be a lot more green screen, you know, and really kind of using your imagination, which there has been some for sure, but no, you know, you get a good chunk of the set, and then there's some green screen that's kind of around the outside, so you know, it's really more like doing a piece of theater or something like that. You know, it really doesn't interfere with you too much. It's one of the biggest characters in the film, really. Constantly trying to work out what would happen if I was in the wrong gravity and I did this, or if this object is from this world, what would it do? How would it move? Would it be flying back up into the air? I mean, for the team around us, and for myself, is when you're acting, you're constantly having to think about which gravity you're in, which, you know, what your clothes would be doing, you know, all those things, you know.